Act Small in August. My name's Tristan White, and I believe the world needs more great places to work. This Think Big, Act Small in August series is quite simply a short, sharp daily live stream from 8:45 a.m. to 9 a.m. every workday in August. Excuse me. It's live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. And if you are here with me, please do say hello. Please say hello in the comments. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I would love to hear from you. Now, my name is Tristan White. I believe the world needs more great places to work. And the way that I think that we can create more great places to work is to teach, empower, support, and grow the leaders of those teams to quite simply be the best leader they can be, to build the confidence, to build the skill, to be supported, to know how, and to build themselves and to back themselves, to build a great place to work with a strong team culture, a group of strong characters, and that is supported by the oxygen required for us business owners, and that is cash to keep us in business. Uh, Hello, if you are here with us. Jeffrey's here. G'day, Jeffrey. Nice to have you here on what are we up to? Tuesday morning, Tuesday the 24th of August. You will are not going to join us for the whole thing by the looks of things, Jeffrey. No worries. See you on the replay by the looks of things. Carmel's here. G'day, Carmel. Nice to have you with us. Hope all's well for you in Perth. Carmel, I'm not sure if you follow the AFL or the footy side of things, but it's looking like Perth is firming as a strong favourite to host the AFL Grand Final this year. So that is something happening in your neck of the woods soon by the looks of things. Either way, let's get on with this episode of Think Big, Act Small in August. Yesterday, we covered the idea of what are you proud of? What's something you've done recently that was hard, that was uncomfortable, that was difficult, that probably involved pushing yourself or likely involved working with other team members, other people in your team, in your community, in your family. As leaders of service-based businesses, like nearly everyone in the Think Big, Act Small crew is, working with other people and being confident enough, having enough conviction to progress and do the hard things is what we're about. And we got some really great examples yesterday. Jeffrey shared some great examples. Carmel shared some examples. Travis shared some examples of how they had done some hard stuff and they were proud of it. Today, we're going to talk about what's behind those uncomfortable side jobs that we have to do and tasks we have to do, often involving people. And I'm talking about fear. And I want to pose this question: that is, what place does fear have in your life? Fear as a compass is the concept. Fear as a compass. How does it point us in the right direction? How do we embrace fear, or how do we run from fear? I know I do both. I know I absolutely run from fear at times, and that's when I'm not aware of it. I don't realize what's happening. I don't realize I'm scared of something. I don't realize I'm uncomfortable, and they are the moments when I really do shy away from any difficulty. On the flip side, when I realize that this is a moment of fear, that fear is holding me back, and I embrace it and I consider it, what are the options, and then I bravely move towards what might be take me to a new level of engagement, performance, communication, team culture, team commitment, all those type of things. Then that's when I really am able to use fear as something useful. So the question I want to ask you is, when does fear show up in your life, specifically related to leading a team, leading your team meetings, communicating with team members, communicating with clients? Where is fear in your life, and what's the importance of it? Give it some thought. The way you can get involved in Think Big, Act Small in August is you can type in the comments, either here live with me and or on the replay, whatever suits you. If you'd like to do it offline, email me, tristan@tristanwhite.com.au. I would love to hear your story, your thoughts, your comments, whatever you choose, whichever way you choose to embrace it. The last option is simply not to communicate with me, but to consider the ideas. Think big. What is this idea about fear? Act small. What am I going to do about it to be more aware, to make sure that I'm considering it and just taking a small bit of positive action to improve my skills as a leader, to build my confidence? I'd really appreciate you to consider that. Now, I want to tell you that fear is something which does point us in the right direction in my experience. Fear is like an indicator of our growth edge. Okay, if we are going to gravitate towards fear, towards the things that really do challenge us, then that will get us towards the edge of our skills, of our competence, our confidence, and we will edge towards greater skill and greater ability as a leader. But if we run away from it, if we run away from that fear, then that's when we don't necessarily make any progress. So I've got a couple of comments here. I'm just going to check these out. As Carmel says, Carmel firstly says, AFL Grand Final, if our Premier will let anyone in, let's not go there. Yes, there are some challenges there, Carmel, for sure. Let's get back to fear and how it turns up in your life. Carmel writes, always in the build up to a team meeting. Interesting, Carmel. The build up to a team meeting. So for you, engaging with your team is fearful, it's stressful, and maybe it's that fear is something which is affecting your performance during the meeting, at the end of the meeting, and possibly how you feel after, and whether you feel like you've done a good job as a leader. And fear can be definitely a cycle that repeats over and over again. And then you're right, not really sure why it shows up. Interesting. Carmel, I suspect that your team members are interested in what's going on, interested in any changes. Yes, resistance to change is human behavior 101 in many ways. By the same token, it's us leaders' job to be the chief reminding officers, as we learned from Pat Lencioni. So the chief reminding officers is our job. And so if we are going to turn up to a team meeting, communicate gratitude, communicate some positives, communicate what needs to change or some feedback that needs to be adjusted, and then ask for input and suggestions and contribution from team members is my typical approach to engaging with team members in a team meeting situation. Carmel, I'm interested in knowing more about that. You don't have to comment here in public side of things, but I think there's a real growth edge or learning edge for you around that fear, which I'm really pleased that you did share with us. My name's Tristan White, by the way. If you've just joined us, this is Think Big, Act Small in August. And yesterday we talked about the idea of pride and how we can be proud of ourselves for doing hard things. Today we're unpeeling that or unpacking that a bit further. And that is that, where does fear show up for you as a leader? How does it drive you? How do you respond to fear? And what's really important around this fear as a moral compass or a guiding compass that gets us to our growth edge. And when we embrace our fear, we typically build competence, we build confidence and skill as a leader. I'm just going to look at my notes here because there's something I really wanted to share with you. I attended a workshop last week, and this topic was explored in great detail. And one of the quotes I wrote down was, overcoming fear is a muscle that we need to exercise every day. Overcoming fear is a muscle we need to exercise every day. Now, that's interesting. That is interesting. If you've been here for all these Think Big, Act Small in August, you'll remember that part of the reason for me being here and showing up is for me to engage and to do better at communicating, at hosting these videos and engaging with you and helping you and supporting you. So here's the thing. That's what I'm doing in terms of my communication and live streaming skills. Fear, on the other hand, in overcoming fear is a similar type of thing. How do we adjust? How do we embrace? How do we exercise that muscle every single day is the idea, the Think Big idea that I've been sort of mulling over and considering for the last few days since I heard it. One other thing that I did pick up from that workshop, another quote that I shared was, we tell ourselves who we are by how we act. We tell ourselves who we are by how we act. And so how fear fits into that for me is that when we get that uncomfortable tightness in our stomach, tightness in our breathing that fear often elicits and makes pretty present before that team meeting, as an example, Carmel, then maybe, just maybe, that how we act when that happens and how we act following that reinforces the behavior, as opposed to, I'm feeling stressed, I'm feeling a bit worried, I'm feeling a bit scared, but I'm going to be brave and afraid at the same time. So I'm afraid, I'm going to choose brave all the same. We learned that from Brené Brown. Then I think there might be something in that for us. It's hard. It's not easy. Having a cheerleader or a support team behind you is really helpful to really embrace these new ideas. So that is the idea for today. Fear as a moral compass. What is the growth edge that you need to consider that fear is possibly holding you back from? And overcoming fear is a muscle we need to exercise every single day. I can see if there's another comment here. And that is from Carmel. I'm starting to get a regular rhythm, but never convinced people are engaged with what I need from them. Interesting, Carmel. This is about team meetings. Carmel, I would encourage you. One other thing is there's the one-to-many conversation at the team meeting, and there's the one-to-one conversations which can happen before and after the team meeting. And if you want to check on how your communication is going, whether it's working well, whether it's being received the way you'd like to, find your most trusting member of that team, let them know you're working on something, then have a team meeting, and then check in with them and see whether that's some feedback, some suggestions for the future is just one way to continue to improve and embrace this growth edge that we spoke of. Alrighty, that's about it for Think Big, Act Small in August, day 17. My name's Tristan White. I believe the world needs more great places to work. The way we build more great places to work is to help leaders like you of service-based businesses build the confidence, the skill, and be supported to be the very best leader they can be. I will be here, same time, same place, tomorrow, 8:45 a.m. until 9 a.m. Please hit tristan.live in your web browser. If you'd like, type it in, tristan.live. That will take you to my YouTube page, and that is the best place to find all of these Think Big, Act Small in August replays if you're looking for more of the content. For the time being, I'm Tristan White. Have a great day. See ya.